Hi, guys. Welcome to the On the Go podcast. I'm Shisha, your go to coach and strategist for personal development, side hustles, and building a business that works just for you. I decided to do part two of the behind the scenes of starting a business because I realized that there are a few things I missed out in the first part. Things which I believe are quite important for you to know. So, if you haven't yet watched part one, I encourage you to do so. I've put the link below. Now, maybe you've been dreaming of starting your own business, or maybe you've already started and you're wondering, why didn't anyone warn me about this? If you're feeling that way, then this episode is just for you. Today, I'm taking things a bit further behind the scenes of what it's really like to start a business. I'm going to be giving you guys the raw, the real, and the unexpected challenges that no one really talks about because let's be honest, social media makes entrepreneurship look like freedom and six-figure months. But there's so much more that happens in the background before you can get there. So, like the first part, I want you guys to feel like we're just sitting down over a hot drink, having a real conversation, real talk about business. There's no fluff, just practical insights and honest truths. Does that sound good? Great. Let's get into it. All right, let's talk again about the emotional side of entrepreneurship because trust me, no matter how much planning you do, nothing fully prepares you for this ride because one day you're feeling on top of the world, you're excited, you're inspired, you feel unstoppable, but the next day you're questioning absolutely everything. You're asking yourself questions like, did I make the right decision? Am I even cut out for this? Does that sound familiar? Yep, to me it does anyway, because I remember when I first started, I had this moment where I thought, what if no one actually buys from me? And the doubts began to creep in because the doubts always creep in. But here's the truth. Every successful entrepreneur has felt this way. They've doubted themselves at some point or the other. But do you know what the difference is? They kept going. And here are the things that will help you. Number one, mindset is absolutely everything. Treat doubt like an uninvited guest. Acknowledge it, but don't let it move in. Number two, find a community. Entrepreneurship can be very lonely, but it doesn't have to be. And that's one of the reasons why I've created the On the Go community, a mentorship, and an accountability group so that you don't have to do this alone. The third thing, take messy action. You don't need to have all the answers to start. Clarity comes from action, not just thinking about it. Now, let's talk about money. Because I know you're here for financial freedom, not just to get a hobby that costs you more than it makes. Here's the deal. In the beginning, your business is like a baby. It needs a lot of care, investment, and a whole lot of patience before it starts giving back. The truth about business finance is this: you're likely for it to not be profitable right away. And you know what? That's okay. Most businesses take time to become sustainable. So please don't quit your 9 to 5 job too soon. Lots of people have made that mistake. Do not quit your 9 to 5 job too soon. If your business isn't covering your bills yet, keep that steady income until you have a plan. Personally, I believe multiple streams of income, are needed, which can include your job. Your job can be part of the multiple streams of income. Budgeting for your business is just as important as budgeting in your personal life. By the way, I've got a budgeting template to help you manage your finances. So if you'd like to get your hands on it, click in the link here, and also I've put it below. Oh, by the way, it's free. Quick tip, before you invest in fancy tools, courses, or logo, ask yourself, will this directly help make me money? Will this directly help grow my audience? And if the answer is no, then maybe all of those things can probably wait. Now, let's talk about the behind the scenes grind that social media does not show. When you see someone launch a business, you see the final product, but what you don't see is the late nights. You don't see the late nights spent figuring out systems, marketing, and the legal stuff. You don't see the trial and error, launching something that flops and having to tweak it until it works. You don't see the fear of putting yourself out there, especially if people around you don't get it. And this is where a lot of people give up, not because their business wasn't a good idea, but because they didn't expect all of it to be this much work. So here's my advice: learn to love the process. Entrepreneurship is a marathon, not a sprint. You have to remember that. Set realistic expectations. Your first launch might not be a huge success, but it's a learning opportunity. Stay adaptable. What works today may need a bit of tweaking tomorrow. Now, if I could go back and give the day one me some advice, here are the things I would say. Number one, start before you're ready. You never feel 100% prepared, and that is very normal. Number two, don't try to do it alone, whether it's hiring help or joining a community or even finding a mentor, get support. Number three, I said this in my previous video and I'll say it again. Done is better than being perfect. Perfectionism will slow you down. Launch messy, learn and improve as you go. And then keep your why front and center, because when things get tough, and they will, your why is what keeps you going. Whew, that seemed a lot, didn't it? Yes, I know it seemed a lot, but I hope it gave you a real look at what goes into starting a business, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. And listen, you don't have to do this alone. If you're looking for support, accountability, and real business strategies that work, I'd like for you to join the On The Go community, your very own mentorship and accountability support group. Inside this group, we dive into these topics and we dive deeper into these topics, and you have a community of like-minded entrepreneurs walking this journey with you. So if today's episode has helped you, do me a favor, click on the subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode. Share this video with a friend who's starting their business, because trust me, they need to hear this. And if you have any questions or thoughts, please put it in the comments below or send me a message on Instagram. My Instagram handle is also below, because I'd love to hear from you. Guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me today. And remember, keep pushing, take that next step, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a great day. Bye.